What's up, everybody? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy. I'm just here to bring a collective reading. I'm not sure what messages the universe has, but I just felt good vibes. So let's just see what comes out here. Messages for the collective. What do they need to hear? What messages does the collective need to hear? Okay, so we got the Three of Cups energy here, Cancerian energy. We have the Nine of Wands energy, which is Sagittarius energy. We have the Five of Swords that came out in reverse. Okay, that's of Aquarius. And then we have the Two of Swords that came out in reverse, which is Libra. What else does the collective need to hear? What other messages? Thank you. But we have the Judgment, Major Arcana of Scorpio. Pluto energy to be exact. What else do we have for the collective? What do they need to hear? Messages for the collective. What do they need to hear? Messages for the collective. Okay, thank you. So we have the Four of Coins, which is Capricorn energy. We also have the High Priestess, Major Arcana of Pisces. All right, what else do we have for the collective? Messages for the collective. What do they need to hear? Messages for the collective. Thank you. We have the Major Arcana of the Hermit, Virgo energy. Okay. We also have the Devil, Major Arcana, Capricorn. It came out in reverse. Let's get one more card here for the collective. What do they need to hear? Thank you. Okay. So we have the Eight of Coins that came out in reverse, Virgo energy. All right. So the overall energy for the spread for the collective read is going to be the Empress energy, which is Venus. Let me pull up real quick where the planets are. Venus is in Scorpio right now. I do know that. Pluto is in Capricorn. I'm looking at the major arcana. Pluto's in Capricorn. There's no planets in Virgo right now. Mars just came out of Virgo and Mars went into Libra. And then we have Neptune and Pisces for the High Priestess energy. Yeah, and I think those are all the major arcanas. Yeah, so let's see what's up. Some of you may be feeling a sense of relief. The energy's lifting. So some people may get some good news about all sorts of things. It could be health-wise, since the Hermit is upright. So we got good news about health. I feel like for some of you, you're going to be getting, like if you were applying for a job, some of you may be hearing back from the employer about a job. So, keep your ear out, check your emails, make sure you check any messages that are coming through, because some of you may be getting positive messages about a job opportunity coming through. Some of you may have been out of work for a while. It could have been because of COVID, and maybe you're going to be able to go back. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But some of you, there may be some contingencies in reference to you going back. For some of you, they may tell you, okay, well, if you want to come back, based on these executive orders that have been passed recently by President Biden, depending on where you work, as far as his government and things like that, some of you may need to show a positive COVID test weekly, or you may have to take the vaccine. All right, so some of you may opt to take the test weekly just to confirm that you are negative. And if you're comfortable with that, then, move forward with the job. But that's what I'm showing for some of you. For others of you, you may be, like I said, you're going to be getting a notification of a job. Some of you are wondering if you're going to hear something. I feel like you will. You just may need to give it some time for some other positions that you may have applied for. But for some of you, you're going to be getting some messages soon, definitely. With this Empress energy, some of you may be getting messages of pregnancy. So congratulations to those who are having babies or just finding out that they're having a baby. I feel like for some of you, there could be some people out there, not a whole lot of them, but there may have been some minor complications, health complications in reference to your pregnancy. But I feel like you're going to get good news, and that's going to be temporary. I feel like, too, for some of you, you may have to be careful with gestational diabetes. That's something that occurs with pregnancy. It's a form of diabetes that you get when you're pregnant. So you may just need to make sure you take precaution. Protect yourself in whatever way you need to, as far as, if the doctor gives you a strict diet, make sure you adhere to that, and make sure you get your blood tested regularly. And as long as you, follow the orders of the doctor and not indulge in foods that you should not have, And that could be difficult because sometimes, as a pregnant woman, you may get cravings. From what I understand, I've never, I'm not, I don't have kids. So I don't know about the cravings that you might get, things like that. But I feel like for some of you, you may get some cravings for some certain foods and things like that that you should not have. You may have had those foods and that could have brought on the gestational diabetes, or you may need to be careful of indulging in things that the doctor told you to stay away from, because that could bring on an onset of gestational diabetes. So for those of you who are pregnant, congratulations. Just be careful, okay? What else am I seeing here? Yeah, I feel like some of you, when you go and find out about the baby, some of you are going to find out what you're having. So a gender reveal for some of you. I was just thinking that, and then I looked at the cards, and then it actually, I saw it in the cards. So it was just interesting that came to me intuitively first. But yeah, so some of you are going to find out if you're having a boy or a girl. So again, congratulations. Some of you don't want to know, or maybe your partner doesn't want to know. So some of you will know and your partner doesn't want to know, or you'll go to the doctor with your partner. Like, say you're pregnant and you don't want to know, but your partner wants to know, like your husband or your significant other wants to know. So you both will go to the appointment together, and then after, the ultrasound and everything is done, the pregnant mommy may step out of the room so that the the husband or the significant other will be told what sex the baby is. So like things like that. So, just celebratory energy in reference to that, and just making sure that you take care of your health. There could be some other minor health implications, but it looks as though it could be monitored with you following the doctor's instructions. There's some restrictions. It could be a lot for some of you, because you're not used to it, but, you may have to just be careful in what you do here. So there's celebration here. I see that with the Three of Cups, and that's beautiful energy. I feel like, too, for some of you, you may need to be careful. With Mercury retrograde coming up in the house of Libra, we're in the pre-shadow stages of it right now. The actual hardcore nuts and bolts of the retrograde begins on the 27th and goes through to, I believe it's October 10th, but then we have 2 weeks after that. But I feel like what it is the whole retrograde energy is like from now, the whole Mercury retrograde energy, whether it's the pre-shadow stage, the actual meat and potatoes of it, and then the post-shadow period is going to be between now and Halloween, all right? So we're already in these energies. So some of you are going to be reconnecting with people. You may be a little apprehensive and be guarding and protecting yourself, because some people could be wanting to connect with you because they see you doing well. All right, so be careful of that. Some of you, like I said, you could be going back to an old job, so there could be some reconnections there with some former employees or colleagues, okay? Some of you, if you're independent contractors, you could be working with some vendors that maybe you weren't able to work with prior, because of what was going on with COVID. But I feel like what's going on in the work sector and the job sector is everything is going to start coming back together as far as the businesses that weren't, people who weren't doing business or things were on hold. A lot of that is clearing up. And I feel like that's the energy that we're feeling because of a lot of the planets going direct in a few weeks. We're already in the pre-shadow stages, the preliminary pre-shadow stages of Pluto going direct, because Pluto goes direct October... Hold on, let me get the date for you. Pluto goes direct October 5th. So Pluto is the first planet that's going to go direct of the 3 that are going direct in October. So Pluto goes direct October 5th. So we should be feeling the energies of that as soon as this coming week. Because you usually want to give it maybe 2 to 3 weeks before the actual change, where you'll start feeling the energy. So some of you are starting to feel that energy. That's why a lot of you are going to be hearing from jobs, going back to jobs, hearing about a promotion or being able to apply for promotions. Companies now are going to be able to start offering other positions available, because maybe before they were just operating out of okay, we hire who we need. So now, because the revenue is being, everything, it's like a trickle down effect. States and governments are getting money with this infrastructure bill, they may have gotten some and they may be getting more. So as a result, some of that's going to be trickled down into the government sector with the jobs and things like that. But again, just keep in mind with some of these positions, you may have to take a COVID test, or you may have to show proof of vaccine. So just look at whatever the rules and regulations are, especially with these government jobs or being a contractor with the government. But things are going to start opening back up as far as possibilities for promotions, things like that. And then we're going to have Saturn going direct on October 7th. And I will be so glad between you and me, because I got, Saturn and Jupiter. Okay, they're both in retrograde. They're both going in the same house. So they're both going direct. But Saturn goes direct first on the 9th, and then on the 17th, Jupiter goes direct. So we're going to be feeling some relief. So just hold on. So wherever Saturn and Jupiter is in your chart, whatever house it's in, you've been feeling some contention there. You've been feeling some squeezes there. You may not have had as much good luck, good fortune in those areas, or it's dwindled down or leveled off a bit. But it's going to start to resume, okay? And so a lot of us are just going to be like, whew, I can't wait. And I'm one of them. So that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, so people's money is going to start looking better, that's for sure. So that's what I'm seeing for a lot of you. What else we got here? We got the Emperor and the Empress. Okay, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Death energy in reverse. So for some of you, with this Emperor, Empress energy, there are going to be some people who, I feel like there's some people who, Seven of Swords and Eight of Swords. 8 plus 7 is 15, ain't it? Yeah. All right. I feel like there's some people who could be in an energy of, I don't know if I feel like there's divorces going on too. Yeah, because we got Mercury in Libra, and we got Mars in Libra. So things are going to start picking up in reference to the legalities and the contracts. And with this Mercury in retrograde, usually with Mercury in retrograde, you don't want to sign a lot of contracts if you don't have to, as far as for long-term things, without really, really, really reading the fine print, because things can get, misconstrued, misunderstood. There could be some things left out that may need to be amended or added later. But I feel like with the energies that we're having, because it hasn't been in Libra before, the Mercury retrograde, usually it's a later on in October. Because last year it was, definitely Halloween when it was Mercury retrograde, and the year before that it was. So now it's in Libra, in retrograde. It usually goes in retrograde in October. But with it being in retrograde, there could be a lot of court cases that are coming back up. A lot of people who thought they may have gotten away with some things are not going to. There are going to be people being exonerated. There are going to be people who are going to be brought in on charges or contract breaches where normally, they may have gotten away with it. But I feel like that's coming out. That's definitely coming out. There are people who may have considered, normally they may have not have taken something to court, but I feel like if you take it to court, you will be successful. Okay, there could be a changing of the guard in a lot of the court environments, the various levels of courts throughout the United States. There could be the changing of the guard where you got judges retiring and new ones coming in. I know we're also celebrating the anniversary of Ruth Ginsburg, Bader Ginsburg, her death. I believe it was a year ago, Libra season, if I'm not mistaken. So, that's going on too. But there are some things that, there are going to be some court proceedings here that have been going on for a while, but that have been going on for a long period of time. But now that Mars is going into Libra, that's going to put a light of fire underneath it, so to speak. So it's going to speed things up or put more energy or emphasis into resolving court cases, whether it's via contract, via business, or whether it's, personal issues in court, things like that. I do see some people going to the justice of the peace too. I definitely see that. I see a lot of people collaborating and working with other people, because now with these, a lot of independent contractors are going to be working with each other, because now with the regulations, with the vaccination and things like that, there are still people who don't want the vaccine. And so these people, they may be locked out of the, the government sector. So I see a lot of people working together. Getting business together. So there's going to be a lot of collaborations that normally would not have taken place. had this executive order not been put in place. So that's what I'm seeing, what's going on with you guys. What else we got? Let's see what else we got. Let's look at love. Let's look at love, okay? Let's get something on love. Where we at with the time here? All right, let's see what we got going on with love for the collective. What does the collective need to know about love and romance, or family love, things like that? Fate, this is a destined partnership. So current situation here, fate. The challenge in the situation is warning, don't dismiss the red flags. What your spirit guides, guardian angels, and ancestors are warning you about is an obsession. Where your head is at in the situation is strictly sexual. What's the outcome here? Different pages. You and this person are in different pages, and then past life lover wanted to turn around as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this, because the overall energy is here and now. So this is the theme of Mercury retrograde, you guys. So with the current energy being, here and now, your true love is already a part of your life. What I also get from this is, if there's anybody coming back from the past, and this is for some of you, you are going to have to use your own discretion, okay? But if somebody, wasn't treating you right and now they're coming back, you really need to use your discretion, because most people are not changing. They have not changed. We want to be optimistic. We want to think that, okay, we separated for 3 or 4 months and now this person sees my concerns and now they're going to change. A lot of times what people are going to do is, you have to understand the psychology of the human being. If people are comfortable getting something and then it's taken away from them, what are you going to do? You're going to figure out everything you need to figure out to get that back again, right? Even if you have to scheme. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody is like that, but a lot of people are. Because if you are bringing some sort of comfort or relief to someone, or they're getting something and taking advantage of you for it, and they were getting away with it with no problem, and then you caught them out there and then they cut you off, 9 times out of 10, if they were used to that and they were comfortable with that, they're going to try you. They're going to try to come back in and say, hey. Now, if you just let them go, 9 times out of 10, if they never saw anything wrong with their behavior in the first place, especially if you brought it to their attention and they didn't change up and they kept doing it and then you had to cut them off, that means when you brought it to their attention, they didn't see anything wrong with their behavior in the first place, because they continued to do it after you brought it to their attention. So red flag, okay? So now, for a lot of you, this is a karmic connection. Now, Mercury is in Libra. Libra is the house of justice. We're talking 3D justice on a human, on the earthly plane, and we're talking universal justice on the karmic level. Okay? So a lot of you are in karmic relationships that you need to wrap up. Some of you have already left these relationships. You already know better. But for some of you, these people are coming back. So this card represents the fact that don't focus on the past. Focus on the here and now. Whoever you're supposed to be with is in your future, not in your past, okay? Because the past, if it comes back, it's faded, meaning there was a lesson that you were supposed to learn, okay? Here's the karmic card, past life and fate. These are 2 words that should automatically make you think of karmic partnership. Some of y'all still thinking that a karmic is y'all twin flame or whatever, because y'all watch all these twin flame readings. I don't get into that, because trust me, a twin flame, for a lot of you, what you're thinking is not what it is. That's a whole nother level. I'm not going to get into it, but just know this. When you're supposed to come in contact with your twin flame, you come in contact with your twin flame to enhance your spiritual powers, or for your spiritual powers to be shown to you. Once you and this person come into contact, you usually separate. There's no, oh, we're living our best life together after that. There's not usually, it doesn't work like that. Okay? If you ever watched the Super Friends and you know the Wonder Twin powers, Zan and Jaina, that's a prime example. If you don't know who the Wonder Twins are, go on Google and Google Wonder Twin powers. They only bring, when they're together and Zan and Jaina, Wonder Twin powers, activate. And then one is form of, whatever, and the other one's a shape of, whatever, and then their powers together, they're able to accomplish a particular task, and then once that task is accomplished, that's it. Now, they still hang out together in that, because that's cartoon, but when you come into contact with your twin, you are going to have some type of spiritual power ignited in you, Okay? If you ain't had no spiritual power ignited in you, you don't have a spiritual gift that's readily available to you that you can see it, that was not your twin. Moving on. When this person comes back, you need to look at the warning, the red flags. Now, some of you, the red flags have already been in the past. Like I said, if someone wasn't treating you right and you brought it to their attention and they just brushed it off and you took them back and they continue to do it, what's that all about? Okay? What that means is this person they don't care about what you're saying. They just want what they want from you. Okay? That's a red flag. When you address somebody and say, hey, I don't like you walking up to me every day and smacking me upside my head. If this person says, oh, okay, blah, 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 and then the next day they keep walking up to you, smacking you upside your head, and you take them back because you're just like, oh, you're spiritually weak or whatever the case may be, that is letting that person know that they can still do what the hell they want to you. All right? And sometimes I have to put it in this way so that you can understand it. All right, when you bring something to someone's attention you don't like and they continue to do it, that person's not on your team. So you should be walking away from that. Now, some of you have a hard time walking away because you're the one obsessed with this person. You're obsessed with getting this person to work things out no matter what because you allow them to come back after you told them, stop smacking me upside my head, but they keep doing it. So now you have to say, okay, it's not them. You can't say, oh, they treated me bad, they did me this and that, but you take them back. You give them tools and ammunition to continue to do so. That's for some of you. Okay? Because you like the sex. Let's just keep it 100. We all have sexual desires and sexual needs, but understand that that's what it is. And even if this person is rocking your world, they are not respecting you. You need to find somebody else to rock your world. Because the thing is, you and this person are on different pages, meaning you are not spiritually aligned. Meaning this person is purposely here disrespecting you. They have no problem doing it. And it's difficult for you to fight this obsession and this sexual energy because you guys are a past life connection. So that connection is very strong. It's very tight. All right? So you got to be careful with this Mercury retrograde, bringing people back from the past that things did not work out with. If it didn't work out, there was a reason. All right? So that's for some of you. Some of you needed to hear that. Let's get some advice, and then we'll wrap this reading up. I just wanted to see what energies would come out for you guys. Let's get 3 cards from this deck. Actually, let's get some character cards about these people who might be coming back towards you. They may not just be lovers. They could be family members too, okay? Family members. They could be people that you used to be best friends with, things like that, okay? Some of you could be going back into an old environment and your karmic partnership could be with a coworker. Let's get some character cards and see what you need to keep an eye out. Because there's red flags. So maybe some of you don't know what they are. Someone who's cheap. Every time you guys get together, this reminds me of Erica. When Erica Badu, when she sing that song called Tyrone, it's like, every time we go somewhere, I'll have to reach down in my purse to pay your way and your homeboy's way, and sometimes your cousin's way. I don't sing, but they don't never have to pay, And she's basically saying every time I'm around you when we want to do something, it's like I end up coming out my pocket. So if you always coming out your pocket, dealing with these people, whether it's a family member, a friend, a lover, whomever, and they always making plans, but then when it come down to it, you end up somehow always coming out your pocket extra. Somehow, some way, you always come out extra. You know what it is. Start thinking about that and pay attention to that, okay? That's a red flag. Some of you may not know what a red flag is in your relationship or when you were dealing with this person. That's a red flag. So for some of y'all, that's what you dealt with. For others of you, this is somebody that when y'all travel together, for example. Say you travel together. This is the road dog card. The road dog card means y'all hang out all the time. Y'all may travel together. Y'all always doing things together. But you always come out spending more than this other person. That's a red flag. They're using you. See, some of y'all with these lovers, they know how to hit it just right. And once they hit it just right, then they know that's when they hit your pockets. That's how this works. It's the oldest trick in the book. That's why you got to be careful out here soliciting these prostitutes. Okay? Because they hit you right in that right spot, and it's not just the modern traditional prostitute anymore. This is somebody who's not standing out on a corner. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who are familiar with, Hunch Point, the Bronx. Well, it's not that no more. I mean, you may still see that, but people move now. The world has changed. You got a regular person walking down the street. Anybody who's, exchanging money for sex is a prostitute. Now, some people debate that. Well, if he gonna be up in my face, he need to do for me. Okay, well, if that means that you're not gonna have sex with him until he gives you some money, that's prostitution. It's an exchange, but that's a whole nother conversation. A lot of people don't like to talk about that. But if it just shouldn't be you coming out of your pocket all the time, because then that looks like, okay, yeah, this person is basically, they're mooching off of you. This person always, drama free. Every time they come around, there's always some shit. They get you into situations with people. If it wasn't, whatever arguments and beefs you got with people since this person came around, right? They've been in your life. Look at their involvement in the situation. If they was involved, there's a common denominator here where, you may have gotten into 3 beefs this year, and the person you was dealing with had something to do with it or was involved in it, that's a red flag. This person's not going to change. This is a creature of habit card. Sorry about the ink marks on the card, but a creature of habit is somebody who is not going to change. Okay? So keep that in mind. Let's get one more character card for this person as far as the red flags. Oh, here we go with the hose. The hose in the building. The fire pot. If you don't know what a fire pot is somebody that they're a fire crotch. Now, it could be that they got STD. But what this card was when I drew it up was basically somebody who, they have sexual addictions. This is somebody who got to plug everything they see. They see a cutie, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of people who, they always sleeping with somebody. They got a body. They got a graveyard, okay, in their closet. Bones and everything. They could barely keep the door closed. Bones falling all out. Yes, somebody who sleeps around a lot is a fire pot. So for some of y'all, that's what y'all dealing with. And on top of that, this is why they know how to light your fire, because they know what to do. They're very experienced. So they come to you and they see you with whatever you got and whatever it is that they're interested in. They lay that, that golden pipe, okay? Or, she got that golden pocket, you know what I'm saying? That golden hot pocket you trying to be up in. That's where you lose out. You got to get control of your sexual desires. You got to get control of your physical 3D, your 3D body here. You can't let other people have control over that, because that would put you in situations that lack all the time. And you might get a spiritually transmitted disease as well as a sexually transmitted disease. Incubus, succubuses, they out here all day, every day. Looking for a victim. Looking for somebody who wants some sex. Some of y'all, you're just going to have to accept the fact that, it didn't work out. Some of you are going to have to accept the fact that, damn, this person shitted on me. And that's a hard pill to swallow, and that might be why you try to keep the situation going, because you just don't want to accept the fact that the shit is just not going to work. And it's not working. Some of you are in denial because you just don't want to believe that, oh, well, he been with me for 10 years. Yeah, he been using you for 10 years. Why would anybody leave something that's easily accessible and is making them happy and giving them what they want? They don't got to commit. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? That type of situation. A lot of people don't want to look at it that way, but a lot of y'all know y'all want to be married, but yet this person won't marry you, and you're scared to bring it up because you're scared this person going to go be with somebody else. But guess what? A lot of them, they're already sleeping with somebody else, and you know this. And you know this, man. Anyway, life is a mystery. Some of y'all can't figure out why it don't work out. That's because the universe is at play here. When it don't make logical sense, that means if it don't make logical sense, that means the universe has a play in the situation, and what you should do is fall back. Hint to the wise is sufficient. Trust in divine detours. You saw me shuffle these cards. You saw me. This is the messages that the universe wants you to know. If the universe has taken this person away from you, or you've stepped away from this person, that's a divine detour. Take heed. Accept the fact that this situation may not be for you. All right? And understand that there's divine energies at play. that's what I got for you guys. I hope this was a message that you were able to get some perspective out of, or you're able to use the information here to make the best decisions for you. If you need a personal read, please reach out to me. My information's in the box below. Virgo, because it's Virgo season. If you have a North Node in Virgo, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, what's missing? That's it. Yeah, if you have those placements in Virgo, you get 50% off of readings 2, 3, and 4. The list of readings and what 2, 3, and 4 are in the box below. All right. Thank you guys for your love and support and for checking out the channel. If you have not subscribed and it's your first time, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when I post. I'm working on you guys' Mercury retrograde readings to get that out to you so that you'll see where Mercury is in your chart and how it may be affecting you in that area of your life. All right. So with that, I want to thank you again for checking out the video. I wish you guys the best and take care.